All right, so these are the pressure points that we talked about before. This is a tree sitting on here and what we're gonna check for. So the first one that we talked about was our shoulder moving. So as we see here, we have enough movement for my hand to go up underneath this front gullet right here. That's gonna allow that shoulder to move in and out, all right? Once we get weight on the saddle and stuff, that's gonna also bring it down just a little bit. So our biggest key is when we're riding, if we see them short stepping and not extending, this is where we're gonna check for that, all right? We have the extra space right here in the middle for this pressure point that we said to stay away from. As you can see, I can fit my hand all the way up underneath there and feel that that pressure point is completely clear. The next one is the spine. Since mine does not have a seat on it, I can feel my spine all the way in between this saddle, so therefore I know it is not riding on the spine, all right? And then the back part, this line right here, this saddle is just slightly too long for this horse, so if we were to canter and stuff, this would actually impede the movement of our back legs, which would get in the way, and we can feel that because I don't have enough movement right here. Some of that can be fixed with certain pads, so just because your saddle's a little too long, there are pads that they make that will compensate for that right there, and we can continue actually using the saddle on this horse if we had the correct pad to address that issue. The next one we can see where it goes up is the ribs. So when we have a Western saddle with the huge skirts on it and everything, we're gonna have to feel our ribs on the bottom of our hands and feel up until we hit our tree with the top of our hand and make sure that it's sitting on the muscle and not the rib.
And to remember to take the saddle off at the end of every night.
After we take the saddle off, thank you. Now, the easiest way to do it after riding is you can take and feel the different spots that we've talked about and feel them and just put light pressure and see if they react. So if I take my hand and I set it here, if it's been hurting them while we've been riding, they're gonna either raise their head or arch their back, bow it out, and I can run it across here. If they move away from the pressure at all, that means we've been hitting it in some way during the ride, and we need to address that issue and maybe try to see a different saddle and see if it works a little better.